Hello everybody and welcome back into Green Hell. So we're on into another base build today, and I'll show you the location on the map. This was somewhere that when I first played through the game, I came here and just fell in love with it. This location has nothing to do with the story though. You only come here if you need the 60 map locations, which you need a cave that's just near here and the grapple spot up there. Other than that, there is no reason to hang around here for story mode. But I fell in love with the view here. It's serene and just so relaxing. So, I mean, look at that. I mean, it's the probably... And I get Anaconda Island is a large body of water, but, you know, it's got the island in the middle. So I think this is probably the largest just little lake, big lake, in the game. Yeah. So Anaconda Island is big, of course, but it has the island in the middle. So this, just as a standalone lake, is the biggest one, and it's just gorgeous. And with the bonus, even when you're playing in story mode, there is nothing here that can hurt you in the water. It's just fish you can eat. That's it. There's no piranhas, there's no stingrays, there's no caimans, nothing. The only thing here, if you are playing in story mode or you're playing just in survival, there is a puma up on the ridge over here. But as far as I remember, there is not anything down here that can hurt you other than poison dart frogs along the bank of the water just around here. They parade around here. So, yeah, I really didn't come across them too much, although I did get bitten. Stung? Get bitten by a snake? No, you just pick it up and you get it. Anyway, yeah, I did get it accidentally here. I was reaching for a fish, and I was just kind of on the wrong angle, and and it just hopped into view as I went to pick down, and my hand just automatically sort of went to that instead. So, yeah, that was unfortunate. Anyway, so the build. This, when you get to this location, it is full of bamboo. This is just a really massive, this whole area here and right through here and then around a bit more is all bamboo, and as you can see, there is not a single bit. And I deforested another area. When I come and build, I tend to deforest, which is not like me in real life, but yeah, there's the it's what you needed. So the majority of this base is built with bamboo. As you can see here, there's a couple of regular logs which you have to go kind of out there for. There's none here at all. It's just bamboo. So, right, so let's walk into the base. Now, I wanted to utilise all of the room that I could when I built this base. I did the best that I could, but it did not work out at all how I planned. I mean, I can say that right now. I'm happy with how it looks from the outside, but the base ended up being a bit of a disappointment inside. So first off, you can see we've got a bit of a hill here, which played havoc with building. As you can see here, was crouched down. There are all frames within here, but I could not walk in there. Even crouched, I got jammed in a couple of times and had to log out and go back to my previous save file because I got physically jammed with no way out. So the frames that you see here are all I could actually build. For instance, here, I should have been able to build a frame here. That log is not in the way, but it wouldn't let me there. The same with this spot here, would not let me build a frame. And here, I can give it probably that this... Oh, do I need that? Oh, probably not. Doesn't. No. That log there probably got in the way. I'll give it that one. But for every spot where I couldn't put in a frame because of those, I just put in planters with larger trees that gave me food. So I've got a couple of nut trees here and the banana tree here. So at the bottom area, I ended up designating as like a storage area. As you'll see, it's just rope stands and log stands because the stand update came in just as I started building this map, I think, this build. So it kind of came in handy. There's just logs around. Oh, this cave here, I just kept loading in every couple of days because there was an ore in there, and I just kept logging in every couple of days. So I could have gone mad with crafting metal stuff. I do think I've got... Yeah, I actually went to the effort of making metal arrows here because of the fact, and I never bothered anywhere else. So this was just, oh, I've got the room, let's build all the stands. And that's what I did. Just went mad building stands. It was really, really funny. So just storage for whatever. The bananas were for fertilizer. Lots of fish. There's not so much poop to pick up. There is peccaries that actually walk through the base, so getting food was not an issue here, but there was never a lot of poop to pick up, so I generally kept a chest full of foods that I could spoil to go off for fertilizer. So downstairs was bad for frames not working, but upstairs was even worse. This is my little bedroom here with just the medicinal stuff and some snacks, we'll say. I couldn't build a frame there because of that rock, but I wanted like a two sort of pronged bedroom type of thing, but this frame would not allow me to build another one on top. And that was the moral of the story on this base, is everywhere that I built up here would not all let me build frames. Like you'll see here, I've got a gap, wouldn't let me build a frame. Wouldn't let me build a frame here. So that's why it looks like a bit of a mass of hodgepodge. Again, wouldn't let me build frames. So wherever I couldn't build a frame, I tended to put in planters to fill in the gaps. Here I made this a walkway, so I put in a couple of small planters and a door. There I put in these two water catchers to... Oh, they've got a roof. Oh, that's interesting. I put them in there just to fill in the gap. There, I couldn't put in frame in there, so I put these water filters. Here's my little cooking spot. What else was there? Oh, here I couldn't put in a half wall because of the tree. So this was another thing where I used the stand here to fill in the gap, and there's also a spot downstairs where I did that. A little balcony, couldn't put frames on, so I just ended up putting a plant on each end. It really ended up bad. Then this just sort of hooks around, and these two spots here, and you can see over there, these were purely and simply to keep building bamboo for the walls. Then I ended up leaving them here when the base was, we'll say, finished. Especially over there to hide the barrenness of that blank area. So then upstairs, and this is where it all started falling apart. And I think I can actually show you up here. All right, we'll walk along. And, oh wow, I wonder if it's been fixed. Because I know there's been some... oh, God, I'm walking off the edge. I know there's been some frame issue fixes. When I built this up here, it couldn't be, though, that some of them I would build a frame. I'd start from the edge and build along. Then all of a sudden, I'd build a frame there and build a frame there. I'd build a frame and then it wouldn't let me build a frame, but then I could build a frame there, and I had patchwork frames, so I didn't bother. So yeah, this looks like I can build. That's right. That's what happened, is everywhere showed that I could build a frame until it came time for me to build a frame. And that's what I was trying to show you, that the other ones, that maybe that's been fixed too, where I could put in a yeah, that's not working. It could be it's been so long since I've built a base that some of this issues that I had when I built have been fixed. And here was the other bit. Look at this. Here, I couldn't build a frame. See? I mean, look at it now. I've got frames all around, which is probably causing me a problem. But at the time, I couldn't put in a frame. So I've got this stupid gap. So you have to be careful when you walk across the corner there, because there's no other way around. So once these issues started up on the top floor here, I didn't bother building up anymore. I didn't bother putting up any planters up here because, to be honest, I just got really depressed with this base. I just wanted it to be done. That's why there is very, very minimal effort in what I've done inside this base. I could have done more. I wanted to build an actual proper like bedroom area. Not that there would have been heaps of furniture, of course, because that's something I'm still hoping we can get. You know, even just a basic table and chair. But I could have done something a bit better. Here's the other one. I couldn't put a wall in here, so I just used a stand to block that in so it didn't look so bare. But what I thought was going to be just the most epic lagoon side mansion ended up being very disappointing. And although it is in a pretty location, and I think what I built is relative, I couldn't put here I had to put a door in because I couldn't put a wall in. Very little issues that made this base what I thought was going to be an excellent base just ended up being one I wanted done. The only other things I built was the large fishing trap, because I always build the large fishing trap when I'm near the water. And just for the fun of it, I did build a fishing rod trap, which I did get a fair bit. There was a time there I was getting so much fish, I just stopped setting the traps. Here's the cave. I wonder if there's any in here. There's no, yeah, there is. This iron vein, it was that and that. They swapped all the time. It was one of the best places I've ever been for iron spawning back really regularly. But yeah, so that was the what did I ended up calling this? Like the big lagoon camp, I think. Kind of pretty, but also not the best of not my favorite of building. So yeah. So that's the fourth base I built. So I've got one more base that I've built on this main Spirits of the main Green Hell map. One more to go, and then I have two others which I built on the Spirits of Amazonia map. So I'll get those videos done shortly. So thank you all for joining me, and I'll catch you all again soon for the next base walk around. See you later. Bye.